Hi, it's Andrew from Aussie Sapphire. Just wanted to do a quick comparison video on our new AS-1.5 tumbler, our Aussie Sapphire made machine, made exclusively for us in Taiwan. Now, we've been selling Lawton for decades, and they're a very good, well-respected machine. We've just been unable to get any sort of quantity of machines for several years now, as most people would be aware. We've also faced some very big price rises out of the US with freight and the machine costs. So over the last 2 years we've been actively planning and testing our own machine, and we're very happy with the results, and it's out on the market now. It has been for a couple of months now with great reviews. So basically, the Lawton machine is a very good machine, so we had to try and make something that was better. So we took a few of the problems that we've found over the decades with the Lawton machine and rectified those. So firstly, the motors in the Lawton machines run extremely hot, too hot to touch the motor casing in most cases. So that just ends up with the motor failing at some point. They don't fail straight away, but they will eventually fail from the heat. So the motor that we've used is a physically larger motor, but very similar in amperage. It won't actually use as much power because it's running cooler, and we haven't been able to kill one of these yet. A better fan system and better ventilation around the machine on both sides of the end plate makes the machine run very cool. So the second major thing we find with the Lawton machine is that we sell the drive belts all the time. So this is the O-ring style drive belts of the 3A, 33B, and because they're in the housing with the motor, it's running very hot. They get hot, they stretch very easily, and you end up having to pull the machine apart and fit new belts quite often. So our guys have come up with these timing belts that run into a cogged pulley, and the motor shaft pulley is cogged also. So they can't slip, they don't wear because they're not slipping in the V like the Lawton machine. Once they start to slip, they wear the edges off the belt, and you're up for a new belt. So these belts we've been running now for 2 years in machines, and we're yet to change one. They've been very, very good. Next thing was bearings and how long the bearings last. So you can see our bearing is quite large in proportion, and again we get to have to replace bearings in our test machines. We keep all the parts. That's the drive shaft out of this machine. The other feature is the material we've made it out of. So this is extruded aluminium anodized, so it's very, very strong. I can't get any movement at all out of that, and it's very easy just to wipe down at any stage and keep clean. The Lawton machine is quite flimsy in the build in comparison. Still a good machine. You go back to the little 3A machine, little single barrel machine. It's just very, very flimsy. That's actually one that got damaged in the post, but there's just nothing to it really. So the other feature we were looking for, so of course we've got an integral on-off switch on the machine also. The other thing we're looking for is to make a versatile machine that can handle 1 or 2 barrels. With the double barrel Lawton machine, if you take that one barrel off, this one will ride anywhere it wants to and wear the barrel. So there's nothing to locate the barrels. With our machine, we've modified the lap nut into a different style, and they are secured with a guide on each end of the machine. So we can simply, if you want a single barrel machine, you would have had that little tiny fella. So what we've done is standardise it. So if you want a single barrel machine, you put one barrel on. If you want a double barrel machine, you just put two barrels on. And that can be done anytime down the track. If you decide in 1, 2, 5, 10 years that you want a second barrel, you can add it to your machine. And we've kept the price of the base comparable to the single barrel Lawton machine. So it just gives you more flexibility.